more things change, the more they stay the same. Boundaries shift, new players step in, but power always finds a place to rest its head.
What up guys, this is BZK right here. Today I'm bringing you a gameplay on the map Frontier, and today we're going all stealth. All stealth and all close range. Today I'm going to be using a knife only. I'm grinding the black sky camo, so I have to basically run through every weapon and try to get all the challenges done, and this one was with the knife. So, knife only, no primary, and we're just going to do this. Going straight in, I have the knife as obviously the secondary. I have a biospike and 2 jammer grenades to kind of help me out and stun people so I can kind of catch up and knife them. I also have Ghost, Momentum, Hardwired, and Dead Silence. The reason why I run Ghost is no reason really to be explained, but to keep me off of radar and to keep it so they don't know I'm coming around to stab them in the back. With that said, Momentum's also nice because when you're chasing people, you'll eventually gain enough speed to catch up to them so that you can knife them. Hardwired is also nice because it stops like ping, it stops Trojan sites from outlining you, it stops a lot of things and a lot of people from being able to see and know where your presence is and where your whereabouts are. It's quite nice. Dead Silence is also a must. Since you're going to be moving around so much and running around, you don't want them to hear you jumping, climbing, wall running, boost jumping all around or sliding next to you. It's nice, keeps you off the radar, keeps you undercover, and you can just get in there and get out. With that said, when you're using a knife, you kind of have to be a little bit more tactful, in my opinion. You have to really be thinking about the map you're playing on, be thinking about the route you're going to take, and how easy it is to flank around or get around enemies. You have to really think about what your actions are going to do because you don't have the range to challenge anybody. You have to get them inside your range for you to even be considered to win that gunfight. A couple tips and tricks for like specialists and rigs. The number one specialist I could definitely approve of is definitely FTL. Either with FTL jump, which is what you'll see me using here, which is fantastic for knifing, or phase shift for escaping and running away, or stealthily getting through a locked down area. FTL jump is really quite nice. One, because you'll knock out the 50 kill challenge with the FTL body by FTL jumping and stabbing people. And 2, it covers the distance that you might not be able to cover normally with a knife. You can pretty much like cover up to think like 10 feet of your character in front of you, and that's like a make or break distance of winning a gunfight and stabbing them, or them just gunning you down from obviously the range. Another one you could bring up, which I didn't really test with too much, was Overdrive. Overdrive is quite nice because it gives you a super amount of movement, and it's one of the faster combat rig abilities to level up in a match. So once you get that super movement, you can kind of use that to really juke and run around and like crazily distract your opponents and just keep on stabbing them. Active camo is nice, but it doesn't take you really off the map. It just gives you a chance to kind of escape, or at least lay hidden from your enemy for a second. You do, for the challenge for active camo, you do need to knife 50 people out of active camo, so keep that in mind. It'll help, but it's also slower than FTL jump and slower than Overdrive. With that said, a couple other helpful tips for knifing is, like especially on the map Frontier, use the flank routes, use the underground routes, flank through the middle to kill the snipers that are shooting down the hallway, just like how you see me doing it right now. If you're in a busy part of the map and you know you're surrounded by enemies, don't be afraid to just camp it out, lay prone by a door or lay prone by some cover. Granted, I guarantee you, nobody will even notice you and run right by you, and that's an easy kill and an easy stab in the back. Now, for other changes in my class setup, you could get rid of the 2 jammer grenades if you don't think you need those. I just use it to kind of bounce check certain rooms where I think people should be, or they usually are, just to find out A, if they're there, and B, to stun them so I can kind of like catch them off guard and knife them. You can A, switch out jammer grenades to blackout grenades so they're blind for like 10-15 seconds. But that still gives them the opportunity to randomly just shoot you. At least with jammer grenades, if you rotate around their body, they can't physically turn fast enough. So just keep that in mind. if you don't want to do 2 jammer grenades, do 2 biospikes. Every time you kill somebody with a biospike, 1, it explodes and you can get double kills. I have another gameplay where I get a couple double kills with a biospike, and it's funny and it's nice. Also, you can pick up every biospike you've ever thrown, so that's quite nice too. If you didn't want Hardwired and Dead Silence as your 2 perks, I would switch it up, do Ghost, Scavenger, Momentum, and Dead Silence. That way, if you're running biospikes and you can't retrieve them, if you knife somebody and pick up the Scavenger pack, you automatically get both your biospikes back, or 1 biospike depending on what you're using. Just keep that in mind. Knifing is hard. You're not going to see a lot of super positive gameplay. I'm lucky. I've done this a lot before in Black Ops 3, getting dark matter for all the melee weapons in Black Ops 3. So I'm pretty used to the style and know what I have to do to win. So just keep forward, keep pushing it, and just play smart, and you should easily get the knife done if you're going to use it, or just to dick around and have some fun with it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the gameplay. This is your boy Hellraider, Sunny. If that kid didn't kill him, I would have had a knifing streak right there. You see I'm using this knife on here, right? Like, this is what's going on. I just had a 3.0 KD with a knife. With a fucking knife. Jesus. .0 KD with a knife.
Nice work.